Okay, right, so next is you don't know what you don't know. Basically it's a maxim that I come up with, probably already is around anyway, but um, like maxims are pretty awesome, like when you understand how to use them, because like maxims make sense on a very they usually make sense on a very like basic level to you, and you can disregard them for how obvious they sound. Um, but what you've got to do with them is you have to assume, it doesn't matter what the intent of the maxim is, that does not matter at all. But you have to assume that there is an intention behind it, a deeper intention. And once you assume that there is something deeper, then you can allow yourself to kind of just mull on it. And, it could take a while. And eventually, like, your brain, when it actually understands it, it can take it to a point of action, because you've understood it in a deeper way that you've actually conjured up yourself. So it's quite an experience to do. It does give you some extra wisdom on something, but it's the power of application that it gives you by doing that. It's not really very applicable until you've thought it through. So you don't know what you don't know. For me, it means well, it's a tool that gives you a benefit, say in a competitive field, for instance, because it doesn't have to be used in that way, but it certainly was. If you're trying to get ahead on top of what other people were doing, you're trying to raise the bar higher. You have to assume you don't know what you don't know, and in acknowledging that, now you're now part. So you want to learn the basics of anything, so you can't get away from that. But you also now know that you have to have a skill in finding out what you don't know. You have to develop a skill to find out what you don't know to know. So so that gives you an edge above other people that are just learning the average stuff. But you were able to find perhaps shortcuts or in-depth things or tricks or stuff that can really develop your learning in something. But of course, curiosity is always the key for learning anything, and making something feel relevant to you, finding an interest in something, even if you're not interested in a subject. Find some level of application or in way of finding it interesting, and then go on from there. But yeah, I've always found that useful. It keeps me much more curious and makes me think outside the box more, into like finding out things that I wouldn't have known to try and find out. So yeah.